Welcome back to Didi Under Budget. I'm Didi. I'm a 28-year-old South African cash stuffer. On this channel, we do budgeting, sinking funds, saving challenges when we have the extra cash to do so, and we also do some debt tracking. If you want to know how far we are with everything, actually, we're doing our uh, December January budget. So if you are keen on seeing how I'm going to be budgeting this money, stay tuned. Everybody, I know I haven't posted in a while. Forgive me. Um, but I think there's a good reason why, and you guys will see. I have been a little MIA. I'm a little sick. That's why we're filming in the bed today, because I just thought if I don't do it today, it's just never going to happen, you know. So let me just grab a throat lozenges. Yeah, because my throat, if I speak for too long, my throat is gonna be on fire. Okay. I actually went to the pharmacist today. Today is the 22nd of December. I went to the pharmacist because I was not feeling very well. But yeah, guys, I hope you guys are doing well. We haven't spoken in a while. And things have been happening. I always say, if a budgeting YouTuber goes off YouTube, you know they're making bad financial decisions, like always. And as this was the case for me, I think what it did also is it literally just helped me realize that sometimes my budget is a little unrealistic for the life that I'm living, and that's why I always end up in debt. But let's get into it. I think let's start with the month of October quickly, right? Because the month of October is a month where I tracked my spending very, very well. I actually did record a video for the month of October. I just never uploaded it, or I just never edited it and uploaded it. I don't know why, like I don't know. Honestly, I guess I was busy. And now that we're at the end of the year, I spent some time with my boyfriend, his family. My family is coming tomorrow, so I have some time for YouTube now. And I hope you guys are spending some time with your family and you are enjoying every minute of it. So what happened with my October budget is that everything was basically the same, but I did track my spending. Oh, I did have a couple of donations. You'll see in the month of October I had donations, the month of November I had donations. These were basically for my I need to sign out of my articles. I'm doing my articles. What we'll talk one day, okay, about what am I doing in life and stuff like that. But I'm doing my articles, and I needed to basically do humanitarian work, basically. And so there was a flight that literally flew right above us. Oh no, let me charge. The one thing that I did notice from my budget is that I had budgeted 50 rands for bank charges, and I basically, when it comes to bank charges over here, I basically, well, for the month of October um I stuck to the script, right? But I think it was in the month of September where I did not, because I had 95 rands that I had budgeted for my bank charges, but I used a whole lot more, right? I used 53 rands instead of the 95 rands that I had budgeted. And the reason is because when I do my cash stuffing, I withdraw a lot of money. That's where most of my bank charges come from. If I do not cash stuff, I pay like over here. Hopefully this is it here. As you can see, I have like 350 for a deposit. Every single time I make a deposit, it literally just takes me 350. Oh, sorry, a debit order, 350. And then when I transfer money, that costs me 1 rand 25 cents. But I have monthly bank charges right here that cost me 7 rand. So in total, I should only be having bank charges of 20 rand because there's not much that happens. I just have like maybe 2 or 3 debit orders that go through, or maybe 4 debit orders that go through. So that's 3 rand 50 times 4. Let's do that. 3 rand 50 times 4, and then I have my 6 rand. Let's say 7. And then when I transfer money, there'll be 1 rand 25 cents. So less than 25 rands that I should actually be budgeting for my bank charges. However, when I do withdraw, as you can see, here, this is where a bulk of my bank charges comes from, withdrawing. So I have decided that to continue cash stuffing going forward, I'm not going to be cash stuffing big amounts, but we'll determine what the big amounts are. There are some that are just gonna have to be, cash stuff, like my transport, but other stuff like your savings and stuff like that, if it is a significant amount, I'm just going to transfer it, right? So yeah, that was basically it. For the month of October, I was 860 rands over budget, but the good thing about everything is that my boyfriend's father had given me money because I went to go fetch him from the airport and stuff like that, and I actually ended up buying myself a book. It's so far. Let me quickly get it. I ended up buying myself this book. This was what, 260 rands from Bargain Gains at Mall of Africa, and I actually went for a book signing. I'm going to be reading this book during these holidays, right? And then the month of November happened. Oh, another thing that happened is in the month of October, I got myself an air fryer from Checkers. They were running a sale. I actually thought it was a good sale because they said it was 1,500 for the air fryer. It was a Philips air fryer, and that you were saving half because it was retailing for 3,000 rands. Then after I bought the air fryer, they were like, no, oops, it's only 2,000 rands, so you're only saving 500 rand. But it's okay because I had planned to buy an air fryer for 1,500. That was my budget anyway. So when I saw that, I actually took the air fryer, and as you can see, in the month of November, I actually paid the 1,500 rand. But because I was so under budget in the previous month, I took some more money from my credit card, so I paid 1,500, meaning that I was left with paying 1,000 rands in the month of December. And then my foschini in the month of October, as you can see, one of the reasons why I didn't really do a cash stuffing is because there was nothing to cash stuff. I bought clothes for 950. That's how much I budgeted. But I bought clothes for 950, but I also bought a couple of other stuff like shoes from I think I still have the footage if I'm not mistaken. I got shoes from Jet. I also got curtain lace, you know, the lace that goes behind the curtain and stuff like that, but I got all that from Jet, and that means I went a little over budget. So I paid 700 rand. The balance was 1,300. I paid 700 rand. I was left with 644 rands, right? So I'm just giving you guys an overview of the last quarter because we literally had not had one video this past quarter. So I should be left with 1,000 rand for my credit card, but you will see that in December, the beginning of December, I basically went ham. Okay, I went ham, and I used my credit card. That's basically the only thing I can say. As you can see here, that I put 350 towards my personal savings, and I also put 900 rand towards my emergency fund in the month of October, and then in the month of November I put in there 400 and I put 1,400 rand respectively for my personal savings and my emergency fund. Coolies. And then what else? In the month of November, I had plans, right? I had plans to basically do this little cash stuffing and everything, but nothing worked out because one thing that I did not plan for or budget for was the amount of year ends I was having. I had a year end at work, I had a year end at church, and just I was just a social human being. I was just going out. I had friends, guys. I've become very social since I became debt free, because one thing about being in debt is that you focus so much on paying off the debt that you don't focus on any other aspect of your life. Or that's at least what I was doing. And I've become more social. I've become like, and I like that for myself. So, but that basically meant that I couldn't catch stuff because I was just outgoing. It was in the end of November, beginning of December. A friend of ours hosted us for a poiki at her house. She and her husband, and everything. So, and then you'll also see another thing about the November budget is that I had budgeted 1,700 rands for wedding clothes. Boy, we had a wedding. It was on the 14th of December. It was really nice. I look good. And my man look good. But that's the only thing that happened, right? Ooh, that's a lie. The month of November, because I moved here from the 1st of December, and this rent here goes off on the 1st of December, they increased our rent because it's an annual thing, on the anniversary of your moving in. They basically increase your rent, but they only increased it by 3.5%. So rent now is 8,630 divided by 2. So that's how much my rent is going to be going forward, but you guys will see in the new budget, right? And as you guys can see, I'm sorry, in the month of November, I did not track my spending, and you can even tell from how much my credit card I used. Okay, but anyway, let's get into this December, baby, because this is why we're here. So basically, this is what happened in December. Let's start off with my salary. I got my normal salary of 15,200 rand. I got a 30% bonus on my salary. This was really, really good, right? And usually they do a 20% bonus, but this time they did a 30% bonus. I'm so happy. So 30% is 5,250. I had VAT, sorry, as you can see here, I had tax, sorry, of 945 rands, bringing our total to 4,305 rands. So that is what came into my account. And then I traveled for the month of November. I was working in Randburg, and we were claiming 24 kilometers. It's not a lot, going and coming back in total. And I stay quite far, but I mean, this is how much I got. 2,300 rand for traveling for a whole month, so it's not too bad, right? And then, as a matter of fact, I traveled. This also includes traveling to Wynberg because I had another client in Wynberg. Maybe I'm telling you guys a little too much, but yeah, I had a client in Randburg, I had a client in Wynberg. For Wynberg, it's only one day, it was 145 rands, and then the rest of this 1.9 is coming from traveling to Randburg, right? So that's how much I have in total, 21,857. Yes. Now, my credit card balance is currently at a whopping 8,299 rands, right? But I'm paying 3,400 rand of that off. That means that we are going to have 4,899 rands left. What I'll probably do is I'll probably pay 3,000 rands off in the next month, because we'll see how much money I have, and then the balance I'll pay in February. And then for Sheeny, 680 is how much I owe them, and that's how much I am paying off. Let me see if I have my Foschini thing or statement open. Yes, here's my Foschini statement open. That's the 700 rand that we paid from the prior month, and this is how much our balance is. So it's 671. I just paid 680 because I don't, Foschini and stuff. So the total for debt is 4,080, right? And then and how I actually came to this 3,400 rand that I'm paying is because I wanted to do something for my boyfriend's birthday, which is something that I didn't budget for throughout the year. And I took him to Sun City. It was his first time at Sun City, and he had such a good time. He enjoyed himself, and I did go overboard because last month, that's why I say my budget was unrealistic. I knew my boyfriend was coming into the country, but I did not budget for it, right? um I had to buy food to host him. I had to basically make sure that I poured petrol. I also spent money that I was supposed to do my hair and my nails because I got my hands and feet done. I got my hair done. So this 8.2 is really just things that I could have cashed up, but I didn't in the prior month. And then also just planning out for his birthday, which is something that I should be planning out for every year, really, because on my birthday my boyfriend really makes sure that I am a spoiled girly. And this year in particular, things haven't been very easy for us, for reasons I will not share here on YouTube because it's his business. But things have not really been easy for us. But he really he tried, and on my birthday, to make me feel very, very special. And so I definitely had to make sure that my man felt a little special for his birthday. His birthday was in November. He was not here. He was home. But since he was in the country, I was just like, let's do something. Let's do something fun, create some memories. I also didn't want to go to a restaurant because that's something that we always do. If you live in Joburg, restaurant culture is a huge thing. But it was really nice to go out with my man. Then transport, I'm putting away 2,000 rand, and the reason is if you look at this calendar here, um, work starts on the 6th of January. So this week of the 6th, the 13th, and the 20th, I am gonna be traveling, and I think I'm gonna be working at the office only. That's 1,005. That's 500 rand a week, so that's 1,500 rand. The other 1,000 rand would be I'm buying myself a bus ticket to come back from home because I'm gonna be traveling with my parents. They're actually coming to fetch me tomorrow, as I've mentioned. So I'll only need to buy a return bus ticket, which should be around 500 rand. So that makes it 2,000 rands basically. So that's why I budgeted 2,000 rands, and that's another thing about my budget for the month of November. I did not budget enough money for transport. Working in Randburg was further from where I stayed here, and like it just I did not budget enough for it. It was further than the office because I budget a 500 rand a month for the office, but because I was in Randburg, I should have budgeted at least 700 rand a week or eight, really, because it's a little further from me. Okay, and then food I'm not budgeting for as an expense. You'll see it here as um a sinking fund, but we'll get to that. And then my phone contract, which is probably gonna go off sometime this week. Electricity 700 rand, 265 rands internet, 240 rands funeral policy, and I'm basically gonna budget 125 rands for bank charges because I'm gonna cash stuff, right? My sinking funds, ninth, also a total for that is 8,470, and it's usually 10,000, but you see there's no food here, that's why it's 8,000. My sinking funds is getting 9,300 rand, and that is because there's a lot going on. Firstly, 1,500 rand is going into food, putting my total for food at 2,500 rand, which is money that I'm going to be using when I come back from home. I'm gonna buy just basically buy food, for home. Then 300 rand for Easter, 100 rand for Valentine's Day, 1,500 rand, 1,400 rand for Christmas. I only cashed off the 100 rand last month, right? And that was by chance. So to get myself to 3,500 rand, I am going to be putting in an extra 1,400 rand into Christmas. My family and I are going to Bela Bela. They are going to, my mom booked the place, so she's paying for the place. My dad is covering the petrol going and coming back, and also dinner. And then I'm catching breakfast and activities. So this 3,500 rand will be sort of like enough. I think I need 3,750, but my mom said they'll help me out. Sister 1 and sister 2 are getting 100 rand as usual. 250 is going towards my self-care, because around the 15th of right now I've got braids, right? And I've had these braids since the week of the 10th of December. It's the 22nd now, but they are starting to look a little old because we went to Sun City, we were swimming and everything. And so I know, excuse me, that around the 15th of January, or even when I come back, I might want to take these out and just go to the salon and maybe just get 2 lines, right? Just to look fresh for the new work year. Then 450 is going into my savings, my personal savings for my snowball. We'll do in, I'm not going to tell you guys how much we have right now. We'll do it in the next 2024 reflection video. And then 4,200 rand is going towards my emergency fund, and then 300 rand towards church, 400 rand towards car maintenance. Guys, the car has been giving so many problems, but thank God for my boyfriend's dad, right? Because they are in the country, everybody's here, and they're traveling using this car. And so the car, I took the car for wheel alignment. I think I've mentioned this before, I'm not too sure. But I took the car for wheel alignment around September, if I'm not mistaken. I can feel my throat. Excuse me, guys. So again, around September, I took the car for wheel alignment. And when I got there, they were telling me that they asked me to describe what the problem is, and I said, when I'm driving, it feels like the car is not very steady on the road, you know. So they had a look at it, and they did perform the wheel alignment, but they said that's not the issue. The issue is the fact that the control arms under the ones that are carrying the wheels or whatever, they are like wearing off. And because they are wearing off, that means even if I'm driving at a high speed and I basically brake, the car like literally goes into a different lane. And so that was very dangerous. So the wheel alignment did help, but not too much, right? Because there was a time where it was raining, and I hit the brakes quickly, and the car basically almost went into the next lane, and there were cars that were coming. Bad situation to find yourself in. So my boyfriend's dad basically fixed everything. He fixed probably with 3,000 rands, because I know the lever was 2,000 rands. He had to buy the control arms as well. He changed control arms for both sides, and I haven't driven it. My boyfriend's the one who's been driving the car, and he says to me that it feels a whole lot lighter. As a matter of fact, he says that we've been traveling by God's grace, because we went to Rustenburg to Sun City using this car without having fixed it. They fixed it, I think, yesterday or the day before. Then 100 rand goes into bookworm, and then 100 rand goes into live event, because I haven't put anything into it since the last time I put money into it, maybe like around September. Yeah, so just want to add a little bit. And you know, Chris Breezy was in the country, and we couldn't go to Chris Breezy because we are girls who are just not putting money in our live event. Okay, then we also have okay, let's look at our summary, right? So our summary for our debt gets 8,000, expenses, sorry, our debt gets 4,000, our expenses get 8,000, our savings get 9,300 rand, and that basically brings us to 21,800 rand. That is our total budgeted our total income. I was thinking funds, this 9,300 rand is going to be split equally between Sekefats and savings. Here are my savings. 4,650. So it's the 4.2 and the 550, and then the rest of this also gives us the same amount. If you come here, this is the way it sums it up: 4,650. Coolies, right? Let's have a look at our graphs. So expenses is 39% of our total. Guys, this is an ideal situation for me where expenses is like less than 50% of my salary. So hopefully next year my salary does increase a little more significantly, that can keep us, because usually my expenses are like 70%. Let's see, in November it was 66% in November, it was 72% in October, and 39% in the month of December goes towards my expenses. Then debt is 19% of my total. 44% of my total goes to savings and sinking funds. And when we have a look at our savings and sinking funds, 50% goes towards sinking funds, 50% goes towards savings, and I haven't started tracking my spending as yet. Cool. So we'll basically work on this is like a little mini tracker. It's a little complicated, uh, but yeah, we'll do it here in the next. We'll do like a 2024 reflection, third quarter, rather fourth quarter update. Let me just fix it quickly. Fourth quarter update in the next video. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. I have not cash stuffed, right? I think I'll do that tomorrow. I'll just quickly take an Uber to go and withdraw and come back. Guys, when you literally have a car, it makes life so much easier, right? Because my boyfriend now has his car, because it's his car and he's here with his family, so they are basically using it. But I could have gone to get medication yesterday. I only went today because he was around. I wanted to, like, there's so much that I want to do, but not being mobile is such a huge issue for me. So let's go ahead and go and cash stuff. But before we move over to cash stuffing, sorry guys that I am in my gown and everything. I'm just really, really sick. I want to basically record the next video, but I'm gonna give my throat a little bit of a rest, and then we'll record it. And yeah, hopefully I'll post this before Christmas Day, and then I'll post the other one right after Christmas, maybe on the 28th or 29th, right? But yeah, guys, if you see this before Christmas, before we go over to the cash stuffing, Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And I hope that this year was everything that you wanted it to be. And if not, let's see, like, what did we do that basically that did not bring us closer to the people that we want to be. And we're changing that next year. I am strong because I realize I've got myself, and that's all I got in the end. That's what I found out, and it ain't no need to